mom and dad. Your mom and dad. Your mom and dad. Your mom and dad.
Well, welcome home, family. It's your mom and dad. It's your mom and dad. And today we're covering episodes 2 and 3 of Bachelor in Paradise. The 4th episode airs tonight. We'll be covering that on Wednesday, so tune in Wednesday. But today we're talking episodes 2 and 3, and I have come to a conclusion.
What's that?
Okay, so after watching the first episode,
Yeah.
you know, with the new editing style, the new resort, everything just feels different. I was like, I don't know, maybe this is a good thing. Maybe I like this. They're updating things.
Sure.
They're trying to like do a new spin. They're leaning into like their Netflix energy. I have officially decided this season, I am severely uneasy. I feel a deep uneasiness about everything about this season.
It's a little bit like they tried to make it jump cutty and like exciting, but what they made it is anxious.
It feels
like it's a very like anxious pacing and energy about everything. Everything feels on edge. The cuts are really like aggressive.
The way that it cuts, the way it's filmed.
Yeah.
It feels like, you know, during that one sequence where they were promoting I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Right.
And there was a horror movie.
Yeah.
That's what this feels like to me. I feel like we're going to hit episode 9 and all of a sudden, do you remember that show, Nine Perfect Strangers, that Nicole Kidman show where she's like a wellness guru and takes a bunch of people to like a wellness resort. And then it's like, ooh, no spoiler alert, but everything changes and there's an uneasiness. But the energy of the way it looks is like a lot of the colors, the graininess over the filming. It feels exactly like this version of Bachelor in Paradise. And I feel like it's like, oh, 10 contestants from The Bachelor and Bachelorette join. They have no idea what's coming. Well, and suddenly they're being experimented on.
I know you've never...
I
don't think you've watched the show, but they do a lot of nods to White Lotus.
Yes.
So they always have the music, a version of the music. The people walk in with the cocktail, which is like what they do in the show. And White Lotus is a very uneasy show. The whole thing is like, what's going to happen? It's like bad going to happen. So they tried to do kind of a White Lotus energy to it, like something
feels,
you know.
It feels like White Lotus. It feels like, I haven't seen the most recent season, but I saw the other ones. It feels like White Lotus. It feels like Nine Perfect Strangers. It feels kind of like The Menu a little bit. There's this uneasiness that I'm feeling. So it's not even, it goes beyond like, oh, I don't necessarily feel the connections that are happening this season. I feel a deep uneasiness.
Yeah, it's really weird.
I'm convinced that something ominous is going to happen in like episode 9. And it's like, surprise, you've been watched and you're trapped. And it's kind of like a Squid Game scenario or a Hunger Games scenario at the very end of this. They're like, you know what? The franchise is failing. So we're going to really try something different. And we're going full Squid Game at the end. Surprise.
Well, I mean,
that's why there's a cash prize. That's why they've teased the cash prize.
Sure,
because
if you survive long enough, you'll get the money
anymore. It's like, can you escape? Can you escape? We're telling you we are in Costa Rica. We're actually on a secret island that billionaires own.
Shark-infested waters,
can
you can't get off.
Can you escape the island? Yeah, that's what this is feeling like. It's not feeling like Bachelor in Paradise at all to me. And I'm simultaneously like enjoying some of the drama, but I can't relax. And typically Bachelor in Paradise, it's the fun one.
It feels like a new show.
Bachelor in Paradise is the fun one. It's silly,
even bringing
it's
the Goldens
goofy.
in, it's just very disjointed.
I know.
The fact that they're all together too, just
and
kind
the
of
Golden
creates...
disrespect, by the way, which we're going to talk about, which I do not like. There feels like a deep Golden
disrespect. We're not trying
disrespect.
to be downers. Like, it is nice to be back in the franchise talking, but it is hard not to be like... it almost felt like they're trying everything at once as opposed to like one. They're like, okay, let's take the original Bachelor in Paradise and do one small tweak to it. They're like, let's do all the tweaks to all of it.
I just feel like I miss the silliness of Bachelor in Paradise.
Yes.
And I know that they're trying to be silly with some of these montages, but it just, because of the way it's filmed and the new look, it just feels like a horror movie. And so I'm uneasy. I want the goofiness of Bachelor in Paradise. But it also doesn't have like the love seriousness of like Bachelor and Bachelorette that they try to push.
There's also way too many people now. I mean, there's like 30 fucking people. You know what I mean? It's just like, there's like so many people there.
Well, and the vibe that I've gotten so far is that like when they brought the Goldens in episode 3, it feels like an afterthought. Like they decided last minute to bring the Goldens in.
Exactly.
We're not really focusing on the Goldens at all. They're treating them almost like it's like props there, which is really bothering me.
Like your parents came to vacation
and
with
they're
you.
like, oh God, here they are, the older people.
Bunch
and
of
I'm
one-liners
like, by the
about
way,
like old people.
Out of all the dates we've seen, the one moment where I'm like, this is a fun date that I'm invested in was Keith and Kathy's.
Yeah.
I'm like, I loved watching that date. That date, they were so fun together. They were having a blast. They were drinking. They were joking around. They were swimming around in the pool. I'm like, they can show you all, you youngins, as they call them, how to date. They'll show you how to date because these other dates, I'm a little uncomfortable. It just feels tight. I don't know, Evan. I don't know. Now, I'm enjoying watching it in a critical way.
Yeah. No, there are, it is a fun watch for sure. It just is, like you said, it's just a little uneasy. The whole thing's weird.
I'm uneasy.
Let's get into it because I feel like that we have a lot of thoughts about a lot of elements and there are a lot of things that happen.
There are a lot of things that happen. So like I said, we're covering episodes 2 and 3 today.
Yeah.
And then join us on Wednesday to watch our recap of episode 4, which I believe if you're listening to this on Monday, it airs tonight, Monday night. Okay, so we're left off now from episode 1. Now the men, they're like maniacally laughing because they have the power of the rose.
Right.
They're like, now it's fully in our hands and we're going to see exactly what these men thought. And the first man that we see exactly what he thought is Brian.
Yeah.
And surprise, surprise, doesn't seem like a great guy. I mean, why is this man here?
My favorite line of his is when he looks in the camera with a smirk and is like, no doubt I'm going to date the baddest chick in the room. That's when it was like, got it. Okay, cool. You're just outing yourself as that guy.
This man triggers me so much. I have no words to how much he triggers me. I'm telling you, it's the energy of like watching my friends date in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Where you go to the bar and you know how last week I was like, oh, he feels like he's joining Zoe's fan club.
Yes.
Because it's like, sorry, Brian. Zoe's way out of his league. He was like running around following her like a puppy. And that's what it feels like in the LA bars, right? I see some of my single friends, a guy that they're like, he's like, it's like he's joining my fan club.
Yeah, right,
he's very excited to be getting my attention. He locks in. She goes on a date or two with him.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what? At first, wasn't really vibing him. But now that I'm getting to know him a little more, you know what? Even though he's not my first choice, I'm actually kind of starting to fall for him. And then the second one of my friends locks in with one of these LA guys and is like, you know what? I like you. He's like, you know what? You're really needy. And this is all going too fast. Fully ghosts. Well, and that is Brian.
And the worst person you could do it to is Zoe. So like a lot of the other
not
girls,
gonna let it go.
I think a lot of the other girls would have been like, what's going on with this? It's kind of weird. I'm off him.
No.
Not Zoe.
Zoe's
like, I'm going to hate you for the rest of your life and talk to everyone about it the whole time.
I'm like, you're going to feel with Zoe, you're going to feel eyes. Brian, you're going to feel eyes burning into the back of your head the entire time. And it's Zoe following you around the resort, glaring at you. Yes. And honestly, I lived because Brian needs that times 10. Okay. But what was crazy about it too, is that starting from the very beginning of this episode, like she says later, it was like Spencer and Jess and Zoe and Brian were the couples that seemed like, oh, they're locked in day one.
Well, now I will say Brian and Zoe weren't nearly as much as Spencer and Jess.
That's what we saw.
But like all the couples, they had the most.
But that's what we saw. But to the cast,
right?
Brian and Zoe were locked in, and Spencer and Jess were locked in.
Right.
She gives him the rose. He wakes up the next day and he won't even look at her. He's standing next to her trying to like order breakfast and you know that it's not like edited because we saw long moments of silence of him just standing next to her and he's trying to ghost her in person.
In real time.
Which it's like, it's not going to work, my guy. Unless you've got some cloak of invisibility, it's not going to work.
Yes.
You're on a small set and you're attempting to ghost her in person by just being like, maybe if I stand next to her and don't say anything, she'll forget that I'm here.
She won't notice. Yes.
I could not believe it.
Let's dissect this because this is actually multi-layered in my opinion. There are many layers here and I want to discuss them.
Let's discuss this. First, we're going to take a quick pause. Family, So, during that one challenge on one of these episodes on BIP where they had to share an embarrassing secret, well, if I was on there, my secret would have been that there was a point a few years ago where I was signed up for 20 subscription services that I had completely forgotten about, but was still paying for monthly.
Yes.
It's true. 20 of them, okay? But that was before we discovered Rocket Money, and wow, did they come to the rescue. And these days, with prices going up on just about everything lately, everybody knows that there are things that you can do to reduce monthly costs and improve your finances, but who has the time to go through all of their expenses and decide what to trim? With Rocket Money crunching the numbers for you, leveling up your money game gets way easier. I am obsessed with Rocket Money. They've genuinely changed our financial lives over the last few years. Rocket Money is a must for us, like a complete must, okay? Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings.
Yeah, Rocket Money has really, really helped us out. Not only with letting us know about our subscriptions, but also helping us manage our money better in general. For example, it was Rocket Money that really clearly showed us how much money we were spending on takeout every month, which was a lot. And Rocket Money shows you all your expenses in one place, including subscriptions you forget about. If you see a subscription you no longer want, Rocket Money will help you cancel it. And their dashboard lays out your total financial picture, including bill due dates and paydays in a way that's easy to digest. It's really incredible. You can even automatically create custom budgets based on your past spending.
So I've always struggled with financial literacy, but the way that Rocket Money shows you everything, like their dashboard, it has helped me so much. They just have really helped me like wrap my mind around it all more, and they've helped me save and be more aware of my spending. Like, you get alerts if your bills increase in price, if there's unusual activity in your accounts, if you're close to going over budget, which has been huge for me. And by the way, even get alerts when you're doing a good job, which as a words of affirmation person really does help me a lot. Rocket Money's 5 million members have saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, with members saving up to $740 a year when they use all of the app's premium features. We are some of those members. We are happy members. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/momdad today. That's rocketmoney.com/momdad. rocketmoney.com/momdad. Okay, let's go back to the Zoe and Brian of it all.
Yeah.
So this is how they're feeling. Zoe's like, why is this man literally not speaking to me?
Right.
Like, clearly it seems like at this point he used her for a rose. And then, of course, we have the arrival of two new women. We have Parisa, who is super funny. We met her on Grant's season.
With the geodes and rocks.
She had the geodes, she had the rocks. She loves PowerPoint. She's a quirky character. She's very funny, very charming. And then we also had Alli Jo, who, of course, we remember all the drama.
Yes.
Which Alli Jo's big drama was with Zoe.
Right.
So Zoe's nightmare walks in, right? Brian's not speaking to her. And then all of a sudden, two women come in, one of them being kind of her arch nemesis on the show.
Luckily, not interested in her, man.
Thank God Brian and Alli Jo.
Good for the script.
It would have been great for the script. If Alli Jo and Brian would have connected, like that would have been 10 times more of a thing. But Zoe sits down with Parisa, and
Zoe does the thing, and I think this is important to kind of note. Is that like it's not all like Brian is classic Miami loser guy who treats everyone shitty, but I will say like Zoe isn't like Alexe, who's just like sweet and nice. It's like, no, Zoe cold shoulders people. She won't even turn around when new people show up. She's an intense individual. You know what I mean? Like,
listen,
even when she met up with Alli Jo and Parisa was like, don't steal my man, but actually don't. Like, she's not a warm, welcoming individual a lot of times too. So it is an interesting dynamic.
Listen, you know that I have been, throughout Grant's season, I was like defending Zoe when people were giving her a hard time, because I think she just has a different sort of personality. I still, to a certain extent, will defend her in this situation because were there mistakes made? Yes. I think when she sat down with Parisa and Alli Jo and immediately goes, don't steal my man, I was like, okay.
And it wasn't like, haha, just kidding. It was like very like,
it felt very real. and it also was like, we've been here for 48 hours, so we can't, like, nobody's closed off yet, right? We're going to the Love Island terms. Nobody's closed off.
Were they there for 48 hours when they had the conversation? I want to say it was like hours in. They sat down with her.
No. Zoe has been there with Brian for a couple days.
Oh, no, I'm saying when she said that, it was like they had been there for like 45 minutes.
No, they walked in. That was the first thing. That was the first piece of news that was delivered. It was like immediately sitting down being like, hey, just FYI, don't even look in his direction.
My man.
That's what I'm saying. But it's been like a couple days. Nobody's closed off. Everyone's fair game. So we can't be saying
that
like.
That morning they didn't talk and clearly he's off of her. You know what I mean? Like it's.
So I'm like, there was the mistake there. And then also I did feel like, and it wasn't too intense, but I do feel like throughout these 2 episodes that Zoe was sometimes thinking about like Parisa's energy with Brian, when I'm like, all the irritation should be directed towards Brian. Right. There should be nothing directed toward Parisa. Parisa's not doing anything wrong. And I didn't feel like Zoe was like coming for Parisa by any stretch of the imagination. But, you know, in her conversation, there was like the agitation towards Parisa somewhat. Yeah. And it's like, listen, this is all on Brian. Okay. Where I'm like, you know what? Zoe can be in my opinion, Zoe can be as frustrated as she wants because that man is fucking ridiculous. Okay, this isn't just like, okay, you guys had a connection, sure, and then you give him the rose, and then after you give him the rose, it starts to wither off, and you're like, I think you used me for the rose. This man woke up the next morning and would not speak to her.
100%.
Okay, he literally wouldn't acknowledge her. That's going to make anyone spiral. I'd be losing my mind. I'm like, am I going crazy? Right. And then Zoe sits down with Brian, and Zoe actually, when she sits down with Brian the first time to like kind of confront the situation, she's super chill. She's like, so, okay, here's the deal. You're not really talking to me, and I can be like an anxiously attached person, and I just feel like we were connecting, and I just gave you the rose, and now like you won't even speak to me. Yes. And his response to her is he's like, whoa, critical. I was trying to get my breakfast.
Right.
And you're like, stop.
Just totally like doing manipulating
that.
Her. Here's my thing.
Stop doing that. And then he calls her, he's like, she's being clingy.
Yeah.
He's like, you're being like, it's being a lot for me right now. And when they were having that conversation at that point, she had simply just like mellowly asked him like, so you weren't speaking to me this morning. And he starts blaming her. And by the way, this man has a full strategy.
Yeah.
He's intentionally trying to not engage with her because he's trying to ghost her. And then he's blaming her for being frustrated.
I completely agree. Here's kind of my analysis of both of them is that they're playing opposite sides of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Experience. Mm-hmm. So he's playing villain, dating show, classic, use you to get to the next person thing. She is like anxiously attached, like everything rattles her. We hung out yesterday, so now you're my boyfriend energy, in my opinion. So like they're both kind of the farthest ends of the dating show spectrum.
Yeah.
And it's like, the way I look at it is like, she shouldn't be on a TV show like this.
Yeah.
If you're anxiously attached and rattled easily, this is not your environment, right? This is an environment of people like going behind each other's backs and then like dating someone and then doing the switch up and then being actually, I'm not into you. Like that's what happens on these shows. She shouldn't. I just feel like she should. It's the same kind of experience she had on The Bachelor. It was like really anxious, tweaked whenever he would go on another date. It's just like, this is not your environment. You need to be on a one-on-one.
But let's be real. She got all the way to top 3 without a one-on-one date, so she should be on there.
Brian is being your classic dating show villain. You know what I mean? Like, not a good guy, but he's in the dating show
here's the
vibe.
difference as a viewer, okay? Here's my difference as a viewer. When I'm watching this, I'm like, this is an environment that facilitates anxiety for Zoe, okay?
Yes.
This facilitates anxiety for her. Brian, this is Brian. There is no...
I'm not saying he's playing a role.
But I'm just saying
he is that person.
But I'm saying I think Zoe is anxious because of this environment.
Yes.
I do not think that is Zoe in a typical dating scenario. I think it's the environment.
I agree.
especially because it's like, of all people, Brian's doing this to me. Like, I thought I was going to give Brian a chance.
This is a bad environment for someone who has anxious attachment.
Versus Brian?
Oh, yeah.
This is Brian.
This is always Brian.
This is always Brian. This guy, it's like the same, day one when he walks in and he's just like, yeah, I typically would date somebody like Kat because like, look at the looks, but like, then it would like disgust me. And you're like, shut up, Brian. And then, I don't know if you noticed, so Brian connects with Parisa, right?
Right.
He's like, oh my gosh, this woman. And he starts like going nuts over Parisa. And he's just talking, like they end up going, she takes him on a date with her date card. And on the date, he says to her, he says, which by the way, I don't doubt he said some of these things to Zoe and we didn't 100%. See it. He says to Parisa, he's like, you know what? Yeah, why did I come here? Like, you know, maybe wanted to meet somebody, but did I have engagement in mind? No. But you know what? Since seeing you here, I could see myself walking away engaged. And so she's sitting here going, oh my God, this guy is like super connecting with me. He's like complimenting me like crazy. He's clearly very into her physically. Cut to right before the end of the third episode, Brian's talking to the guys and he goes, yeah, by the way, in all his ITMs, Brian's like, I'm so into her. It's hot. It's fire. It's spicy. We're da-da-da-da-da. He then is talking to the guys and he goes, yeah, you know, the thing with Parisa is like, yeah, it's burning bright. But, you know, in my experience, in the past situations for me that have burned bright fast, they die quickly. And I'm like, this man is already like predicting the end of him and Parisa.
You have like a day half-life with him.
You literally, the shelf life with Brian is like literally 24 to 48 hours.
And how annoying is it?
And then he's just like, yeah, you know he's gonna pull Parisa aside at one point and be like, yeah, baby, you're hot. It burned bright so fast, so hard, but you know, like just like a star, it exploded, and now we gotta be done.
In the woods. Listen. It's
nice
like
musical theater reference.
No problem. Here's the thing. I think he's like what sucks is there's the Jonathans that are flailing, the Justins that are flailing.
I know.
And yet Brian is like 2 for 2.
Maybe this is why I feel so uneasy watching this episode that I'm like, Brian's doing well.
Brian's doing
best.
Top 3.
Brian's doing
like him and Dale.
Honestly, it's Brian and Dale have the most options, and I'm like, I'm sick about it. Dude.
Yeah,
I'm sick about it.
It's really interesting. Obviously, Parisa will at some point discover this. It will fall apart.
Well, he will
do something dumb.
I think she already does.
It's kind of smelling.
Parisa's a smart woman, and she's seeing how Zoe's feeling. And Parisa was great about being like, you know what? It's not my response. Like, I don't have to carry necessarily how someone's feeling. Like, it's my journey too. But she's hearing what Zoe's saying, and you can tell already in some of her ITMs, she's like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. She's aware of it.
And I wanted to shake Zoe before she left.
Yeah.
I wanted to shake her and be like, all your feelings are valid.
All of them.
Okay? Feel it all.
But
just know that how you're acting and talking in front of everyone is like bug spray for all your other possible options. Because you just going around going, oh, look at him. Oh, look at her. Look what they're doing. Look what, I can't believe. Every other guy's going, I don't know if I want to be with her because she seems pretty pissed off. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay to have the feelings, but know that like the way you're representing yourself is ruining your chances for other possible connections. Well, and that's kind of what bummed me out for her was like, Brian's already off you. You got to get that already in your head so that you can kind of let it go and move on and stop resenting him because no one's going to be interested in you.
What made me the most I was like, Zoe, no, is when she was like, of course, again, all the valid feelings, have the conversations with Brian, but once Brian is like behaving like Brian's behaving, be like, I'm done with you. It's been 48 hours. We're over. Don't give Brian the satisfaction to make him think he's a player. Brian's acting like, I'm so annoyed with Zoe. He's eating that shit up for breakfast because he's like, look at me, another woman obsessed,
my choice,
heartbroken over me.
My choice.
That's his energy. And I'm like, don't let Brian get the satisfaction of feeling like he's a player. Be like, he was boring and below me anyway, and move on to the next guy. I felt really bad for her when she sat with Dale, and Dale like fully friend zoned her hard, saying that it was because of Kat while simultaneously talking and kissing Alli Jo. I was like, Dale, you're not being honest. Yeah. You're using Kat as like, you're making out with somebody else and you're telling Zoe it's just because of Kat. Anyway, I will say, moving on from the Brian and Zoe situation, I will say that one moment that did make me laugh really hard was when Parisa and Brian got back from their date.
Yes.
And they snuck into the pool.
And they were making out in the pool.
They were making out, but he was just turning around and watching. He would kiss her and then turn around to see who was watching the entire time.
Are the guys getting that I'm like already with 2 chicks?
But then also like, oh shit, I don't want to get caught by Zoe because it's going to ruin my night if I have to like sit down and have a conversation with her. That man, I'm sorry, but that man in the pool looking around to see who's looking, number one was giving what's his face, astronomer CEO, ducking during the Coldplay concert. True, it was giving that. Yeah. It was also just giving, like, Brian gives me 45-year-old man who is in the middle of his midlife crisis, who is cheating with one of the women from his work on his wife.
All-inclusive
at an all-inclusive resort. His wife's nowhere around, but he's still watching every time his mistress is like hopping onto him because he's like, oh shit, is someone.
Yes.
And the poor woman who he's with doesn't know that he's married.
Exactly.
That's what I'm getting from this man. Okay,
100%.
that's what I'm getting from this man. Oh, he triggers me so much.
Hopefully, Parisa, hopefully she comes to. It seems like this next episode is going to be, something's going to happen.
I really hope so. Well, I think too, I'm also like very concerned that Brian's going to find another option and that person's going to like him too.
He just becomes the god of the beach.
Dude, I am so mad about it.
I know. It truly is
about
insane.
I'm sick about it. Okay. Okay, like we were saying as well, Alli Jo is the other person who shows up with Parisa, and she immediately vibes. She's starting to connect with Jonathon, and she's starting to connect with Dale.
Right.
So this one threw me off a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I just didn't picture her and Dale.
See, I got it because she kind of has that like go-getter fitness thing.
Like CEO mindset.
Well, I don't, maybe CEO mindset, just more kind of like fiery workout. And I bet she's the type of girl that like he flirts with at the gym. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Like Kat's not gym girl.
Yeah.
Right? Kat's like
we're
wasp.
going. She's waspy. We go to our neighborhood gala together to donate to the local nonprofit.
Exactly. Kat does fundraisers at her mansion.
Yes.
Right. So 100%. Kat is that vibe, which kind of matches what he's going for, which is like, I want to be, billionaire energy. So like they have that energy. Whereas Alli Jo's definitely the like work wife, flirt at the gym. Mm-hmm. We can both chop it up. Mm-hmm. We can both talk about, like, I guarantee you what really attracted him to her was like, they have a lot more in common day-to-day wise.
Yeah.
Like they could talk about their workouts. They could talk about their passions. They can, you know what I mean? They can kind of nerd out about things they like. And I think that probably was also, and he finds her beautiful, obviously. But I think
he was enraptured by her physically.
I think he felt like we can chop it up a little better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I think it interests her.
Dale, okay, so you know how I'd said before that I'm like, Dale and Kat, I think are soulmates?
Right.
Like, I will stand by this.
Yeah.
I do think Kat and Dale are soulmates. Now, if they're going to work out in the end, who knows?
You're right.
I know a lot of people have talked about how, like, this is definitely the show put Dale on this season to see how people respond to him to maybe make him the next Bachelor. Because they don't have, a Bachelor announced yet. Yeah. So it's like, oh, maybe we get to know Dale more and we put him in. I think he'd be a great Bachelor because I think a lot of the women would be like clamoring for him.
Big time.
But I'm not going to lie to you. Dale surprised me. I thought Dale was going to be way more locked in with Kat. He was giving me the energy of like, I found my wife. And regardless of if they stay together or not, but he was giving me the energy of like the guy who's going to walk in, choose his woman day one, and then they were going to be god and goddess of the villa. Dale's a little more...
I'm getting little player vibes.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? And let's be real. He's 37.
36.
36.
He's my age, not your age.
Sorry. He's younger than me. Holy moly. Let's think about it. He's still single.
Yeah.
It's been years. Mm-hmm. He's successful, good-looking guy.
Yeah, gorgeous.
He's not, you know what I mean?
He's
like, if he was Mr. One Woman looking for love guy, he would have been married by now. He doesn't have a hard time finding someone.
I just like the way he was moving surprised me.
In the beginning, it was very one moment guy.
That's what I'm saying.
And then
he was
you're starting
locked
to
in with
smell
Kat.
it.
He was locked in with Kat.
His vibe.
And then the way that he like shut Zoe down and said it's because he's into Kat while simultaneously
he keeps blaming everything on Kat.
Also, too, when he'd like have the moments with Alli Jo, it'd be like a hand like quietly wrapped around the waist.
Exactly.
And then when they would start kissing, and then Kat would show up, and he'd be like he'd run away.
It's giving CEO again.
And he's giving another CEO. He's giving CEO secret affair. And then same thing when Alli Jo like took him alone in that corner before the rose ceremony, and they had like a secret makeout, and he was like, yeah, I do really like you. It was giving affair energy, even though like, and I know no one's closed off. So
it's something about
it's
like,
all good.
When you're holding someone and making out with them and like petting them, and then you go, yeah, but I kind of have a main connection.
Everyone's open. So no one's doing anything wrong per se. Not. But there was an energy to it that felt like I was watching something I shouldn't be watching when he was with Alli Jo and Dale.
To be with someone and then tell them right after that like you're not interested because you're already with someone.
But he was he wasn't shutting it down with Alli Jo. He was like, yeah, I'm interested.
Yeah, right.
But like the way
he kept saying, you entice me or something, or you interest me. Like it wasn't interest, it was like something. It was weird. It wasn't like I'm interested in you. It was like you captivate me.
But the way that he speaks to Kat feels like they're locked down. Yeah. I'm nervous. And then we saw the preview of Dale and Kat blowing out.
I'm so excited for that.
I'm super excited for it too. But I do still think that Kat and Dale are soulmates. Like I do think these two are meant to be together. And
I agree. I think they're kind of a lover enemy energy.
Yeah, and
where it's like the mob boss and the mob wife.
Yeah.
And the mob wife like kills the mistress. You know what I mean? Like where it's like, what I'm saying is like it's one of those things where you love her and you fear her.
Yeah, sure.
I think that's kind of their thing.
He loves and fears.
He
Kat
loves and
bit.
fears her. Where there's like this, I'm intoxicated by you. I'm kind of scared of you, and I'm into it at the same time. But like at any point, it could like backfire on me.
But I do think that they have this like god and goddess energy where I do feel like they actually would like have an aesthetically perfect life together.
Completely agree.
And that they would
kind of hate each other.
Maybe they wouldn't be like completely happy, like deeply in love, like soulmates.
No,
but they'd be like, but life is beautiful together.
It's high society. It's like
life is successful together.
Success is more important than happiness, and we decide that together we are the most powerful.
Yes, and I do think that they should be together.
Yeah, I agree.
But I don't know if it's going to happen. And I think Kat's really locked in, like she really is. Yeah. And I think Dale's going to break her heart because Dale serves I'm just here for you, but he's off on the side.
Agreed.
Doing some lip service where it's like he's like his interaction.
I already see the movie.
I see the movie too.
You know what I mean? They have a movie energy.
And his interactions give me like tummy flutters in a way that I'm like, oh, this is like when he was with Alli Jo, I was like, oh gosh, this is intense. Yeah. Anyway, okay. I have more thoughts, obviously, but we got to take another quick pause. Family, this is an ad by BetterHelp. You know, we talk reality TV on this podcast most of the time, and I think a big reason a lot of us watch reality TV is as a stress reliever because life, the world, work. You know what I mean? Workplace stress is now actually one of the top causes of declining mental health, with 61% of the global workforce experiencing higher than normal levels of stress. To battle stress, most of us can't just wave goodbye to work, but we can start small with a focus on wellness, like 7 baths per day, or maybe reading 100 romantasy novels in the year, okay? Or sitting in the sun, or getting a daily walk in with an incline. But a holiday is great, but it isn't a long-term solution to stress. Don't forget that therapy can help you navigate whatever challenges the workday or any day might bring. Therapy has been a massive life changer in my relationship with stress in particular. And if you're looking to start therapy, give BetterHelp a try.
Oh my gosh, therapy has helped me massively when it comes to processing stress. Therapy has really helped me learn better boundaries when it comes to work too. It taught me healthy communication skills for myself and my family, helped me really understand what self-love means and starting to apply that. I'm so grateful for therapy. With over 30,000 30,000 therapists. BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally.
And it works with an App Store rating of 4.9 out of 5 based on over 1.7 million client reviews, okay? It's also convenient too. You can join a session with a therapist at the click of a button, helping you fit therapy into your busy life, plus switch therapists at any time. BetterHelp really is so amazing at making this process simple and ensuring that in this really, really busy life, you prioritize taking care of you because you are so important, okay? As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/momdad. That's betterhelp.com/momdad. betterhelp.com/momdad. Okay, so speaking of Dale being Dale in this moment, they introduce the very first chemistry test that they'll be doing, which is a kiss and don't tell challenge. This is very much serving Love Island. They took a note right out of Love Island, and I love this. I actually really did. I like some of these tests. I didn't like the secret one later. I didn't love the cardboard one last time, but I did like this kissing one. Okay, so I think they need to figure out the chemistry tests that work and zone in on those.
Well, one of them was an ad.
One of them was
so that's why you didn't like it.
That's why I didn't like it.
Because it was
trailer for the new
Kentucky
movie.
Fried Chicken ad, like they did that one time. It's like, it's basically just a, you know what I mean? That's why you didn't like it.
That's why I didn't like it. I was just like, what is happening right now?
How did we come up with an ad that's a game? So anyway.
But yeah, this kiss and don't tell.
Yeah.
So basically they get to secretly kiss who they want to. They match on this kissing app and you can say who you want to. And if you match with that person, then you'll secretly get to kiss and you don't have to reveal to anyone who you've kissed.
It was like live dating app.
It was like a live dating app, but just the smooch version.
Yeah.
Now, this is where, again, Bachelor in Paradise is not flushed out quite like Love Island is yet. The way that they arranged it is everyone would see who would leave in the groups, so they could kind of figure out who was kissing who. I don't know if you noticed this, but at one point they're like, oh yeah, it's definitely Brian in there because he pulled Zoe and Parisa.
Yeah.
So because you're with the people, this is where Bachelor in Paradise, no. You want to keep it secret and everyone be stressed out? Isolate them. You isolate, and then during the kissing, it's a full secret. There's, the headphones are on the other people, eyes closed, so nobody has any hint of who's kissing. So it's a full secret safety. Yeah. But Dale had the strategy in this. Dale was excited. And Dale was basically like, yeah, well, I'm talking to Kat, but like, I got to see if I have chemistry with anybody else. So Dale basically just says yes to everyone. Which honestly
is kind of the move. Like, we're too early not to, in my opinion.
I'll be real. If I was on this show, I would say yes to everyone except if there was anyone
just like Brian.
Like a Brian
He's the other one that said yes to everybody. It's so funny.
Of course, Brian. Dale and Brian are just soaking up the beach. But I would say like no to a Brian because I'm like, I have zero interest and I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
But I would just kind of be curious to see.
I would
see who would match with me.
Yeah.
Even beyond the kissing, I'd be like, I'd like to get kind of a grasp on if there's anyone who's interested in me that I haven't picked up on yet. So I'll just say yes to everybody and see if there's like any outliers who...
Yeah, like I would say that certain people shouldn't. Like Spencer shouldn't.
No, Spencer shouldn't.
Right? Because Spencer's not player vibes. He's also not like, let me make out with a bunch of people and experience this vibe. He's like, let me find my wife now.
Yes, I mean, him and Spencer,
like, I think
Jess
Jess is more open vibes than him.
Well, she is because she said yes to a few people.
Exactly. So... which would rattle him to a million degrees once he sees that later, no matter how the show shakes out. But, like, there's certain people you're like, no, they seem to be kind of locked. But, like, everyone else, in my opinion, definitely should have just said yes so that everyone was kind of making out with everyone. That's very Love Island style.
Very
then
Love
you kind
Island.
of go, oh, well, I didn't really see that coming, but we had a crazy kiss.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
100%.
It's kind of what created the Alandria and Nick thing. Like, they kissed a couple times and then was like, oh, maybe there's something here.
Maybe there's something there.
So,
and also, too, like I'm saying, it does give you a awareness of sometimes you're so caught up in certain things and certain people don't flirt in specific
you're not
ways.
giving things a chance.
But you're like, I didn't even know that you even saw me.
Therefore, I
you're
didn't really give you a thought. Now
exactly.
I'm thinking, yeah, exactly. And that's what the show's about, is exploring. There is a side
you
to
gotta
like...
explore a little bit.
The bad guys on the show, the thing they do get right is that they always say stuff like, I'm here to explore, I'm here to be open. And so you're kind of like that. It is good for the people who are so like locked in to like, remember, like this is to explore. This is to
and
meet
you
people.
know, I love an exploration.
Yes.
The only time, so to me, I never find anyone who's exploring to be a villain.
Unless they're treating people bad along the way.
Exactly.
Of course.
When you're treating people unkindly, like a Brian, where it's like you're not even speaking to Zoe. So when you're being dishonest and you're not communicating, I'm like, I'm all about communication.
Yes.
You go on that beach and you let everybody know, like, yeah, I'm really interested in you, but I'm going to be forthright. I am still like, it is 48 hours in and I'd still like to get to know other people. If you're not comfortable with how physical this relationship has gotten so quickly or like where we're at emotionally, I'll pull back because I don't want to, like, I would just try to be so direct and clear the entire time. But yeah, if you explore it, you're not. Yes. That's what this whole thing is about. And Dale was exploring. Dale kissed Kat and Alli Jo and Zoe, and then Alex, who was making me laugh so hard every time Alex is in front of Dale. It's a full cartoon
she's
character.
Meeting her hero. she tripped going in. She doesn't know how to speak.
She's like, I just ate fries, which all the women were talking about how they were just eating. I'm like,
it's like, maybe
don't you just wait?
Just
like,
give it a beat.
Or just make sure you, as you're walking there, like pop in. Right. They have breath spray and Listerine strips.
Well,
like, just ask for one of those.
Parisa who had gum and she didn't take it out during the makeout.
Gum
was just hilarious.
She was chewing gum the entire time because she kissed Jonathon.
Yeah, Jonathon.
Yeah, Jonathon was another one. Jonathon, he kissed Alex, Alli Jo, Parisa, and Bailey.
It was Jonathon and Dale who had the most kisses.
Yeah. He was smooching it up. He was like, I'm open. We're doing this thing now. Another one that made me laugh was Jeremy. He had like mouth spray, chapstick, was like preparing himself. And
chapstick, I don't know if I like that. You know what I mean?
No, I want the au naturel lips.
But it's like when you get like, then you're getting like smeary chapstick.
But that man is burnt, so his lips are probably very tender.
That was probably Neosporin.
But Jeremy thought that there would be a lot of women coming in to kiss him.
Because he got one, right?
He got Bailey.
He just got Bailey, and then the guy comes in and he's like, what?
And he's winding up.
He was rattled.
But this is another, trust me, we're going to talk about Jeremy because I have a lot to say with that temper tantrum that was thrown. But I'm like, this is another moment where I'm like, this is where I get annoyed. I'm like, Jeremy, Bailey's a fucking 10.
Right.
She's a 10. And you're like annoyed and disappointed that only Bailey came in and kissed you. And I'm like, why aren't you thrilled that this 10, this incredible woman is like paying you mind and making out with you?
Because he's here for everything.
I'm just like,
you know what I mean? Like, that's really what it is. Like, he's not here for a wife.
Like, I'd be devoed if I'm in that tent and no one walks in and kisses me. That would be devastating. That would be devastating. But I get one person.
Well, they're not going to bring you into the tent and let you wait for nobody.
Okay, so that though they would, trust me.
Well, but I'm saying
they would do that for but that feeling, I'd be devastated. But one person walks in who's incredible and stunning and wants to kiss me. I'm thrilled from the top of my head to the tips of my toes.
But he already kissed her.
I'm not sitting here going like, all right, who's next? It's just like, God, be grateful. Just have gratitude. Have some gratitude for the love of God. Now, one that was awkward was Justin. So Justin goes in and he has decided, Spencer and Justin both decided that they will only be kissing one person.
Yeah.
And Justin's really in there this time to like meet somebody. Okay.
He's definitely there for the right reason.
Justin really is there for the right reasons, but look at what happens when you're here for the right reasons.
Mr.
People.
Anxious, I will say that.
I know, he's so anxious. It was stressing me out, poor guy. He was, the second he was there, the anxiety, it was like, I feel like maybe I think he shouldn't have gone. I think that's kind of what it was. It's like,
he was like piano wire. It could snap at any moment.
I know. He was so stressed out, but he seems like a good guy and he wants to meet somebody. And he's super anxious and I'm getting stressed out watching it. But he's like, he went in there and he's like, hey, I'm only going to kiss one person and I'm only interested in Lexi. If I wouldn't have anyone here that I'm not interested in, like I'm going to leave, whatever. So he wants to kiss Lexi. Lexi comes in. Poor Lexi. She is feeling very uncomfortable, which understandably so. It's like all of these scenarios are weird. But she walks in and she's like,
I hate this. This is my nightmare.
This is my nightmare. What are we supposed to kiss? She's super uncomfortable with it. Yeah. They have kissed previously. Sure. So if I'm Justin, I'm going to get in my head because I'm like, we already have kissed. And now you're like, this is my nightmare. And I can't read on you if it's because you're stressed out because you think the situation's awkward or if you don't want to kiss me.
They're both kind of stress balls.
Yeah, they are a little bit. That? Yeah, they're both stressed people.
They're both like, she's like,
I relate to both.
She's like, I don't know, I'm in the chest and I just don't know if I can. Like she's so stressed that like she can't date him or even Susie, talk to him, with Susie, because she's afraid of his might be slightly still into their ex who's not even at the place yet. And and then he's super stressed because she's stressed. And I'm like, hey, you guys are too hot to be this stressed. They both need hot people lessons. He needs hot guy lessons.
You love hot people lessons.
She needs hot girl lessons, which is like vibe and be cool. You're way too hot to be this stressed. You know what I mean?
Leave the stress to the rest of us normals.
Leave the stress to the normies, dude.
Let us normies be stressed.
The world is your oyster, hotties. Like, chill. God. You know what I mean? What a waste of being hot all the time when you're stressed. You're wasting your hotness. It's a real waste. Stressed out hotties is like, it's counterproductive. You know what I mean? Being stressed out and hot, like those things don't go together. The hotter, the less stress, because like life's chill. But the hot stress is like, you're canceling out the whole thing.
Oh my God. Well, her stress, she basically sits him down. He's like,
you need to be more just like, you're hot, Justin. I'm going to make out with you.
Let's do it. We'll figure it out when we get there.
What about her? And is he okay? Are you okay? Are your thoughts still like, what is happening?
Bless her sweet soul.
She's so sweet. They're both so sweet.
I know, but bless her sweet soul because she sits him down and she's like, hey, basically says to him, I don't want to pursue this with you anymore.
Yeah.
Or
we need to put a pin in it because I don't know where you're at really with.
But she initially said, like, I think we need to like stop.
Sure.
Initially she said this, okay? And then we start kind of having the conversation where she's like, hey, I think you need to maybe explore other people. Yeah. Maybe I explore other people because you're coming off of a really fresh breakup.
Which just rattles him.
But she's like, she's telling him, so this is where it gets everything got a little fuzzy to me, where I was having a hard time following the process. Yeah. So she was saying to him, I want you to explore. I'll explore as well. Clearly the biggest issue is that like, we were saying before, she is worried that he is going to reconnect with Susie or that he's not over Susie. And she's been traumatized before because she's had numerous situations where she starts dating people who just recently broke up with her ex. Yeah. And then, so of course there's like personal examples there for her. And so she's like, I'm worried about this. And I think another thing too is that she is that woman is a girl's girl.
Yeah.
And there was the stress of like, I've met Susie before or like DM'd her before and I don't want to make her feel uncomfortable. Sure. So bless her. I think that was the biggest reason. The biggest reason was obviously there's the trauma of like, I don't want to get involved with someone who's still into their ex. But I think the biggest thing for Lexi was like needing Susie's blessing.
Yeah.
But the way that I feel like she communicated it to him was more of like, I'm not as interested as you are.
Yes.
Whereas, and I think she was, but she was nervous and she wanted to be a girl's girl.
No, but I thought she was just kind of off him. The way she kind of said it was like, we should start seeing other people. It was like, oh, that's weird.
That's what I'm saying. So I think this is where, and I felt for both of them because I saw both sides in this situation where like I felt heartbroken and devastated for her how this ends up coming to a close. But I also got from his perspective where when she initially was saying these things to him, I did get the energy from her that if I was him, I'd be like, oh, she's not as into me as I'm into her. I think she's kind of off me. But like I said, I think really what was eating away at her was like, I want to get Susie's blessing and I don't want this to get messy. And so as soon as she had Susie's blessing, when Susie arrived and Susie was like, oh girl, like please go for it. Then she was like, I'm back.
Yeah.
But I think from his perspective, it was a little bit like, is she just not that into me?
Yeah.
Is she going to go like hot and cold on me again? I don't know. And I think he then felt really uneasy.
So can we just talk about what happened with all these with these three people? Because
of course,
because Susie shows up.
The timing of production for this, they did eat with this. The fact that they were in the middle of this conversation, it's pouring rain, which by the way, it's always pouring rain there.
Well, it's that tropical weather. Like it'll be hot and sunny, and then like 1 hour later, it's dumping like a monsoon.
But it kind of made me giggle because obviously one of the most magical parts of Costa Rica is the fact that it does that. Yeah. That like you have the weather where it's like sunny and then it's pouring rain and it's lush. But I was just picturing like all the producers and the scouting people who like were like, we didn't scout this long enough.
Yeah, this was a bad idea.
They're having to go inside.
They were in Mexico before, right? And that doesn't rain like that.
They were in Puerto Vallarta, I think. Yeah. And it's like, they're now like, oh shit.
Like, shit, I forgot.
We didn't.
Because you gotta be running with the cameras.
They're having to go in like every like 30 minutes in a full downpour. Every other cut,
they're in that
cabana. And it changes the energy when you go from like bright outside to like dark and pouring rain inside like the hotel lobby.
But we got Susie showing up.
Okay,
let's...
Go ahead. No, please go ahead.
Super cool.
Susie's awesome.
Like kind of a big fan.
A huge fan.
Like I personally think if she would have stuck around, she would have been kind of like...
sweeping.
I think there would have been quite a bit of interest.
Oh, she's awesome.
Because she's stunning, but she's also just like really cool.
I know.
Does that make sense? Does that make sense what I'm saying? She's got that kind of like vibey energy where it's like she doesn't feel anxious. So I feel like there'd be a lot of people that kind of like once one of their things burn out would be like, what's going on?
She's like...
obviously you saw with Jeremy, like he sensed that. He was like...
Susie serves like, which I guess is what her and Justin had, is like, you're my best friend and I want to date you. Yeah. She serves that like, I want to date her.
I think at some point, if she would have stuck around long enough, there would have been more. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And just seeing how she handled everything.
Exactly.
She just seems kind and cool and in control and like aware of her boundaries.
I think that's a tragedy. I think her leaving was a tragedy for the show.
I was devout about her leaving.
Because I think Justin was just a ball of like just the whole time. It was like it was only a matter before that all shit went down. But I think could have done some damage.
I don't think Justin was ready to return to paradise.
Yes,
I think Susie was ready, and so I think that. But them on it together, it was too heartbreaking.
It would have been epic though to watch her like have all these connections. Like he would have. I feel like it would have been way too much.
No, I couldn't have handled it.
Like it would have been brutal.
Even just her walking in and their conversation at first made me want to start bawling.
Yes.
Well, let's talk about this. But we got to take one more quick pause, family. So this show is sponsored by Liquid IV. I have been noticing that these Bachelor in Paradise contestants have been sipping on some beverages a lot. If you know what I mean, Wells has been a busy man making a lot of those blue drinks, whatever that they are that they're drinking. But it's hot out at that hotel, and I really hope they're staying hydrated. They need to be hydrating. And obviously, you all know our number one for hydration, and that's Liquid IV. It's just the best, okay? Just one Liquid IV stick. Let me get that Liquid IV stick for the YouTube.
There you go, baby.
Look at this. Just one Liquid IV stick and 16 ounces of water hydrates better than water alone. The summer heat means it's the perfect time to try their new Arctic raspberry flavor. Plus, Liquid IV also has sugar-free solutions powered by Live Hydroscience for smart hydration. So visit liquidiv.com and use code MOMDAD at checkout for 20% off your first order.
Yes, like Jess said, Liquid IV is simply the best, powered by Live Hydroscience. It's an optimized ratio of electrolytes, essential vitamins, and clinically tested nutrients that turn ordinary water into extraordinary hydration. 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink, 8 essential vitamins and nutrients, always non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free. It's so easy. All you have to do is take one of these Liquid IV sticks, tear, pour, and into 16 ounces of water, stir, and boom, absolute hydration. Because Liquid IV sticks are so convenient, we also keep them everywhere. Jess has them in their purse, glove compartment, Ember's theater bag. I got them in the work bag, gym bag, hockey bag. I pass them out to all the teammates. I'm absolutely the favorite because of it. Not just all my goals, but because also Liquid IV.
Also because Liquid IV. Also, I regularly pass out these Liquid IV sticks I keep in my purse, and my friends love me for it because who doesn't love to be totally hydrated, right? And did we mention Liquid IV is delicious? Explore the delicious sugar-free options, including white peach, lemon lime, rainbow sherbet, and more. I am a huge fan of White Peach. Also, find all their best-selling hydration multiplier flavors online. And again, now you can experience their newest flavor, Hydration Multiplier, Arctic Raspberry, plus discover more fun flavors like cotton candy or popsicle firecracker. I am pretty obsessed with their new Arctic Raspberry flavor. It is insanely good. It's definitely drink of the summer.
Yep.
It's drink of the summer, baby. Squeeze the most out of your summer with Liquid IV. Tear, pour, live more. Go to liquidiv.com and get 20% off your first order with code MOMDAD at checkout. That's 20% off your first order with code MOMDAD at liquidiv.com. Okay, so back to Susie. So after Susie enters, Justin and her sit down, and like I knew I would feel this way. Yeah. But my heart was splattered into a million pieces, and I didn't like watching this because it physically hurt my body so much. I think I'm projecting because it reminds me of me and you.
There was something about them that made me feel like this is too real.
It felt too real for me.
You know what I mean? Like this isn't like it was like the tears were too raw, too recent. Felt too real. Lexi definitely picked up on the right thing by saying like the fact that the way they cried together multiple times was like Lexi picked up on this and was like, there's something a little too gnarly. Like there's something fresh.
It reminded me, like I said, I'm probably projecting, but like after Evan and I broke up, it was like, you know, you break up, your heart broken. And then we had numerous situations where like we'd have to be together for like events. Sure. And all because of our friends and everything. And it was like those moments where you had to be together and you would just feel this like aching hole in your heart because you just how it seems like Susie and Justin, like we cared about each other so much. We still loved each other so much. But like at the time, it just wasn't the right time or fit for us in that moment. We both had to grow. I don't know exactly what their dynamic is in that way, but it felt like that. So watching them together was like bringing back memories of me and you. And I could feel the anxiety and the heartbreak because when they sit down, they're so sweet together. And, you know, he's like, hey, I'm only here if it works out with somebody. I'm talking to Lexi, you know, but it's rough right now because of our dynamic. And she's crying because she's like, I don't want it to be hard for you. Like, I want us to both be able to be happy and I'll always care about you. And they both, I guess, had promised before they even started dating because they were best friends before, like pinky promise, like we're not going to hurt each other. So I'll say this, the dynamic of their relationship seems beautiful and healthy. They seem like they both care about each other so much. He wasn't being weird about Susie going on dates with Jeremy. She wasn't being weird about him going on dates with Lexi. Like there wasn't this like even jealous, irritable energy that I thought was maybe going to be there because it seems like they really do want the best for each other and love each other. It just feels like it's too fresh and this environment is just stressful. Yeah. It's just a stressful environment. So it's like they both said, this is going to be impossible. And then fucking Jesse Palmer, when he comes out the next morning and to the entire group, this is one of those moments where you're like, you think the producers are your friends? They're not. Yeah. To the whole group, Jesse Palmer is like, so welcome, Susie. How does it feel? You and Justin, long-term relationship. What's it like to be dating with him here? Yeah, and they both go, whoa. It's like
your parents walking out and being like,
oh my God.
Evan, did you wipe? You're like, what, Mom? You know what I mean? It's like
Justin's literally like, thanks for that.
Yeah, thanks for ruining the vibe. Everybody's like, it sucks.
Even more awkward now that you're like just reminding everybody that we're both here and that we both used to date very recently. I didn't like it. Yeah, me neither. It made me feel sad.
But, you know, her relinquishing for Lexi was good. That was really
a really sweet conversation between the two of them.
Both of them were really great, and then Lexi coming back and being like, whatever. But it was almost like for me, Justin. It was too late for Justin. Like Justin had already broke. Does that make sense?
Justin already broke. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, because then when we go to the finale, you know, of them leaving, it's like
right. Okay, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about Susie and Jeremy after.
Oh, okay.
Let's talk about Susie and Jeremy after.
Right.
So, but Susie and Jeremy go on a date. Yes. Susie doesn't know if Jeremy's going to pick her or Bailey because the men are giving the roses out.
Right.
And so at this point, Justin and Lexi have had a conversation because Lexi talks to Susie and they were like, we're good. We want to kind of keep pursuing each other. But in ITMs, Justin is also a little bit like, I don't know if she's going to pull back again.
Right.
And simultaneously, I feel like I need to protect Susie. And Susie and Jill, by the way, Jill enters, who we had from Clayton season, who is such a character.
1 of 1.
She is so funny. And I mean this in the biggest complimentary way, is like such theater kid energy.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I see you, Jill. You're a homie, okay? It's like theater energy vibes. But Susie and Jill have only been there for 24 hours.
Yeah.
And so, which is so not cool. I'm like, you guys are going to bring in 2 heavy hitters. You're going to bring in Susie and Jill and only give them 24 hours. That seems ridiculous. But we're up to the rose ceremony. And like I said, the men are giving the roses away. And Spencer obviously gives his to Jess. Dale gives his to Kat. So Alli Jo's going home. Jeremy decides to give his to Bailey. He says it's because he likes how confident she was to be with him. So he doesn't give his to Susie. So Susie's now a question mark.
Yeah, it was controversial. It was like, oh, what's going to happen? Okay.
Right. Brian gives his to Parisa. Spencer thinks that Brian's just here to cop a feel. I agree with Spencer.
That was interesting. He picked up on that.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, not picked up on it, but like, that he didn't that he's kind of like reading. I mean, I guess when you're like, he's like basically married. So he's sitting around like looking at everybody else's relationship.
Yeah. And Spencer's a king. I love Spencer. And he's like, Brian sucks.
The opposite of Brian.
Jonathan ends up choosing Alex, which he didn't choose Jill. I feel for Jill. We'll talk about the Jonathon, Jill, Alex situation in a little bit, because that carries on into episode 3. And then Justin, it's his turn to give the rose away. Lexi's like, I'm going to get the rose.
We've kind of wrapped everything up.
And Justin gives his rose to Susie.
It was like a movie. It was like, is this Steve Carell character or something? Like, it was so weird, uncomfortable. And it was like this weird, like, I'm guarding your heart almost energy. Like, no one asked for it. Like, and then even Susie was like, I think he was like trying to like keep me here by sacrificing himself and some sort of gallant knight vibe. And I'm like, it was ick city, unfortunately, for everyone involved. Like, in my personal opinion, I was like, bro, you kind of made it awkward for everyone.
He did. It became awkward for everyone, because then Susie, which shout out to Susie. Susie goes, I can't accept this rose from you.
I thought that was really like, she did like this, the right thing by just being like, you're making this weird. Can we stop?
Yeah. She's like,
he
I can't accept
like back down. He kind of like pushing it.
But then he walked away. Okay. So here's the thing. I think I might have an unpopular opinion here. I totally get why he did it.
I get why you'd feel that way. But
I don't think it was...
There was no filter between like, I kind of feel, I wish this was an option, to doing it.
I don't think it was a wise move. I think, again, where we struggle in Paradise sometimes is the lack of communication.
Yeah.
If Justin would have pulled Susie aside and said, I'm struggling, feeling like I want to give you my rose because I feel like you haven't had enough time here and I don't want to see you have to like be here for 24 hours and then leave. What are your thoughts on that? And kind of gather from her, because Susie then would have looked at him and been like, don't do that. Stick with Lexi. Give your rose to Lexi. I don't want your rose. If it's not meant to be for me here, it's not meant to be. And then he would have had a clear, because I do get the feeling of like, I think it was misguided, because you're kind of playing the knight, and it's like, she can take care of herself.
Yeah.
She's okay. But I do get the feeling of like panic when you do love someone. You were in a serious relationship with them for 2 years. You were best friends with them beforehand, that you're seeing this person be there for less than 24 hours and be like, I don't want to feel like, I don't want you to feel like I've let you down. Like, I don't want you to feel like I don't have your back. Like, I have your back in this. And I want, like, it almost feels like he was trying to use it as an olive branch in their relationship. Yeah, exactly. But it was fully misguided. And I think it was the wrong move. But I do get why he did it.
Oh, I understand the logic. I get why
he did it.
It just felt like, if you had the gusto to come here, both of you.
Yes.
Then you need to own the vibe.
You need to let her...
But if you're this fragile, you shouldn't have come here.
She's a grown woman, and she chose to come here, and you're not her boyfriend
and you
anymore.
chose to come here.
And you chose to come here. You need to let her spread her wings and fly how she's going to fly. Again, unless I totally get if you wanted to sit down with her and ask her, hey, I feel stressed out. I kind of want to give you my rose.
Right.
Is that weird? How do you feel about that?
Or
and then she says no.
cheating scandal, and then he feels bad. And he's trying to make up for it somehow. But just to mutually break up and then go on a show and then be like, now you're like pandering to each each other. I just felt like, what are you doing here then? You know what I mean? Like, you owe her that she should be on the show longer so that she meets someone else. Like, what is this?
No,
you know what
it
I
was,
mean?
it was
just pick Lexi, let her go home. It is what it is.
I know it's painful, but you could be there for her as a friend later.
Lexi, because she's been with you the whole time, so she hasn't met anyone else, talked to anyone else. So now you burned her.
I felt so bad for Lexi because Lexi's fear in this whole thing is that like she would get stuck in the middle, and boom, that's literally what happened. And she was like, it was almost like I made her feel like collateral damage in the situation.
It's really production's fault by bringing Susie there. Because that just blew the whole thing to shreds.
Great
TV.
It's
I'm just
TV.
saying it definitely was like Lexi. It was like production versus Lexi at that point.
Yes, I agree with that for sure. And they really put Lexi in a really uncomfortable position, especially like literally bringing Susie out like as Lexi and Justin are speaking. It was just the timing of it is crazy.
Well, I want to talk about Jeremy's fit.
Let's talk about Jeremy's fit. Okay, so basically, just as a heads up, Justin sits down with Jesse and Justin's like, I don't want to see anybody. I don't want to see anybody.
And I was like, you don't even want to talk to Susie at all? Like,
yes,
like that's the one you sacrificed this whole thing for? And now you don't want to talk to anyone? And then Susie's confused. She's like, he doesn't want to talk to me?
Well, then I felt really bad for Susie because Susie's bawling because then she cares about him. Yeah. And she's like, he doesn't want to talk to me. And then you're like, oh, did I do something to upset him? It was just a mess. It was just chaos. And I was like, oh my God, the feelings are too real in this circumstance. Mm-hmm. And he's like, Justin's like, I had the best of intentions. And it's like, yeah, I totally get that. But again, it just was you overstepped and it wasn't your place.
It was a very anxious thing.
It was a very anxious move.
Very anxious move.
Jeremy, though, simultaneously is like, I really wish Susie would have accepted the rose because now I'm second guessing my options.
So he definitely thought, or maybe he wasn't, but maybe he thought Susie was going to stay. So he thought with the Bailey move, I can kind of like not be the dick that leaves Bailey. Yeah. And then kind of also have Susie there to kind of over time. Yeah. But then once Susie left, he immediately was like talking to the guys being like, I think I might.
He was like, up. Well, and so it ends up wrapping the rose ceremony where Jesse offers Justin's rose to Jill, which then was so awkward too.
So weird.
It was like, is Jill the person that... By the way, is Jill the person that Justin offered his rose to? I think that Justin would have offered his rose to Lexi.
Yes.
So that, by the way, if that was Justin's choice, that's fucking wild. Justin, offer your rose to Lexi while you leave.
Not getting the rose was insane.
Like, that's crazy time. And I feel bad for Jill because Jill was, again, there 24
Jill, but Jill
hours.
had zero prospects.
But it was like Lexi got screwed over and we're offering the rose to Jill, not Lexi?
And Lexi would have had many prospects. I think
so too.
I think she's super chill. I think there would have been some guys. And that was just a weird vibe. And then it would have made the most sense. It put Jill in like a weird, like she even said like the sympathy rose. Like it was just a weird
she literally
move.
she goes, did he say my name specifically? And then she goes, fuck it, fine, I'll take
whatever.
it. Like she was making me laugh so hard where she goes, well, did he say my name?
Yeah, like is this you guys or did he actually say this?
So going home officially, Justin, Susie, Lexi, Alli Jo, and Zoe. That's a big group of people. That's a group of people too that were like heavy hitters,
right?
That are getting kicked off.
But the one thing I will say is, it was weird. It was weird.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it was weird.
Okay, so then, this is what goes down, and we're kind of jumping around with the order here. But Susie leaves. Yeah, like you said, Jeremy next day,
which they had a hot date. They were macking out. They were like, it was very like vibey.
So when Susie first entered, Jeremy like jumped for her immediately. And Jeremy was like, I had my eye on her from beforehand and I really was hoping she'd come. And so he asked her to sit and chat. So then Susie asked him out on the date. Like you said, they're
macking.
They were like, this was the best date. We're having so much fun. They're kissing. I told you, I said, I have a lot of strong, sorry, Jeremy, negative feelings about Jeremy, but you can tell the guy's a really good kisser. Yeah. So the guy kisses very sensually. Mm-hmm. So these two are like,
they're vibing.
You're like, whoa, they're having a moment together. And then when Susie gets sent home and he chooses Bailey the next morning when he wakes up, he says, hey, Susie was really amazing. And he says, when I get home, I'm definitely going to slide into her DMs.
He's like, he's like, if it doesn't work out with Bailey.
Which is wild, by the way, to say that.
He basically was really warring the night before with the choice.
But to say that on camera is wild. To like choose someone and then be like, by the way, if her and I don't work out, just so you guys all know, I'm going to be sliding into Susie's DMs is crazy.
I think it was one of those things where he's like, I'm way more excited with Susie. but I feel bad ditching Bailey after just one date.
Well, and like he said, the reason that he chose her is that he's like, Bailey sat me down and was like all in.
Exactly.
So whilst Susie and Jeremy had this date, Bailey was like, her head was on her shoulders, man. She did not get rattled at all. When he came over and said, hey, I'm going to go out with Susie, she was like, totally understand, totally get it. And then when they got back, he told her, he's like, yeah, we had a really good time.
Yeah.
And Bailey's like, I totally understand. Like, I feel confident in us. I want to be with you. Like, I want to make this work with you. But like, I get it. It's still early days. Yeah. We're exploring. She was awesome. Mm-hmm. She played it, by the way, like a literal professional. Right. Like if there was like a professional workbook to go through, it was like, you just are like, yeah, it's all good. Go ahead.
Yeah, very confident.
I feel confident in us, but go ahead. And so that's all what's going down. So then the Goldens come in. We'll talk about the Goldens in a minute. And then after the Goldens come in, Andrew shows up. So Andrew from Katie Thurston season. We're getting a lot of Katie Thurston people.
But he's Mr. Fun.
I got to tell you though, Andrew seems great, seems fun, comes in, does the British accent again. And I'm like, Andrew, enough.
It's like, is that the bit? It's like the British accent is like so high school to be like, hello, I'm not actually British. It's like, it's like, Andrew, listen, you seem like a nice guy. Don't ever do it again, dude. Andrew, no one finds it funny. No one thinks it's charming. No one thinks it's interesting. It's very like homeschool.
Andrew, look me in the eyes. You're a gorgeous, funny, charming guy. Okay? That's all you need. Stop with the British accent intro. We're done. We're done. I'm begging you. Even if it's production making you, please. Dude, enough with the British accent.
It's so homeschool kid.
I know it is, which I resonate with.
It's like a homeschool kid who joins like public school and it's just like, hello everyone. And you're like, what? He's like,
and
just
kidding.
He
pretends to be British for the first week.
Oh, it's crazy. It's a weird vibe. I don't know why he does it. It drives me mental. It almost seems like it's a nervous tick. Like when you're nervous, you just bust into your British accent at the bar.
He's just like, we're going to try this out. Well, he immediately is interested in Bailey and Alex.
Yeah.
So he pulls them both aside because he's got a date card. He ends up, I thought he was going to choose Alex because they had like banter. These two had like banter back and forth.
And Alex isn't like locked in and Bailey seems more locked in. It seems like a risk to really pick Bailey.
Well, he was like, there's something about Bailey and her vibe and I want to like get to know her more. So he asks Bailey on a date. Bailey says, okay, but I'm going to need to talk to Jeremy.
Right.
I think she's handling this
perfect. Also,
beautifully.
Jeremy went on a date the day before. So
Less
we were like,
than 24 hours before.
We're doing this.
She's handling this beautifully. She's communicating with Andrew. She told Andrew that she likes Jeremy a lot. She's like, she's being honest, transparent, communicative, chill, beautiful.
And Jeremy reacted great.
Jeremy had no inappropriate reactions.
I totally understand. I did the same. It would be hypocritical for me to throw a fit about this because 24 hours ago, I did the same thing.
Evan, my jaw was on the floor.
I couldn't believe, I thought he was going to say, yeah, of course, go for it. And then maybe an ITMs be like tweaked, or be insecure about it. But for him to treat her like his wife going on a date, he literally was like, no, you can't go almost. And she was like, I'm going to go. But it was like, it was fit level. And really what it was how I gifted you my affections.
Yes.
And now, like, your affections, I get automatically. Mm-hmm. So the day before, when I went on my date, the difference is that, of course, you like me. Mm-hmm. It was like in a movie when, like, the best looking girl, like, gets with the nerd, and it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, like, that was almost like he looked at himself like that. Like, I can do whatever I want, and you have to be grateful for me. But you can't do anything. It was the most bizarre rage out.
And he was like, and then when she said, she's like, yeah, I'm going to have this date. And he's like, okay, well, obviously, and he even said, he goes, well, obviously I went on a date yesterday, but you told me that you were here for me yesterday. And that played a big part in me giving you this rose.
I wouldn't have given it to you, but you maybe had that.
I would have been like, bye.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to look me dead in my eyes and say, the big reason why I kept you here is because you said that you were here for me. I'm like, ugh, for real? Like,
it's such a weird condescending energy, and obviously he had been worrying all morning with the regret around Susie. So like, that's really what did it into is he's sitting in his room grinding. Should I have done this? Should I have done this? Should I have done this?
And it's like, now this is his conduit to be able to be like, again, and I think about this all the time, and Jeremy seems like a sharp guy. It's like, this is almost his way to make himself not seem villainous and think maybe if I switch the narrative, Bailey will come off like the villainous one who's like cheating on me, and then I can run into the arms of Susie. But he's now trying to make her a villain so that he can walk away and have whatever he wants. Because I wrote down, I'm like, so basically you chose Bailey so that she will stay home and wait for you while you explore.
Yes.
Because you've literally said multiple times, I want to explore. I want to keep exploring. By the way, I'm going to slide into Susie's DMs if Bailey and I don't work out. I'm up for, I want to kiss all the people in the kissing booth. Right. But she has to stay home. So you're literally like, I'm choosing her because she'll sit there waiting for me.
Yeah. But it even had more of like I didn't get what I wanted on my birthday. Now my parents owe me.
They will pay.
Even though they took me to like Disneyland.
Yeah.
I said I wanted a PS5 and you gave me a Nintendo. Now
you owe.
You work for me for like the next week. Yeah. And I get to do whatever I want. It kind of had that like, It didn't have the like I was warring with Susie. It's the like, you owe me now. You're in the doghouse. Now I can do whatever I want. Energy.
And then the manipulation to look at her and be like, did you just do this to get my rose?
Exactly.
But the thing too that like doubled my jaw on the floor is then when he started to talk to producers, I'm like, oh, he's literally having a temper tantrum. Like, he fully snaps at Bailey, makes her feel terrible. She walks away. She's crying. She's like, should I be doing this? Should I not be doing this? I think I'm going to lose Jeremy because of this. And he immediately grabs the producers and goes, fuck this. I want Susie back. Fuck this. He grabs a producer. He goes, let's go into the ITMs right now. Let's fucking call her right now. I want Susie back right now. And I'm like, he is talking to these producers like they are part of his staff, Evan.
Exactly.
And I'm like,
it's spoiled rotten kid.
I'm getting the vibe that I'm like, if I went out on a date with you, which I know you'd never ask me out, Jeremy, but if you were to take me out on a date and we'd go to a restaurant, I would not like the way that you spoke to the server.
No.
That's the vibe I was getting. Because I'm like, the way that he was speaking, now, fuck it. Let's go now. Call Susie now. Why can't we call her now? I'm like, whoa, crazy.
Yeah, it was really rude. It was just
it was crazy.
It was just like, it was like, I want Susie now. And then the producer was like, can we go into the ITMs? It's like, no. It's like, I think we should go to the ITMs. Fine.
Put her on FaceTime. I want Susie now. I want Susie back now.
It was just, I want my, what is it? Like the like, Wizard of Oz?
You're thinking of
Charlie
Willy
the Chocolate.
Wonka.
Yeah, it's just like,
Daddy, I want it now.
I want it now. Like, that's what he was doing. It was weird.
Yeah. Veruca. I want a golden egg now, Daddy.
I want to talk to Susie now. It was really like throw a fit. It was really, he was being rude. Yeah, it was like, ugh. Definitely was like, wow.
It was crazy. And then he called Susie and he goes, yeah, so like, I think that like, I would love for you, are you still here? She's like, I'm at the airport. He's like, okay, well, any chance that you'd come back? Like, I'd really want to get to know you more. And she goes, I really appreciate it. But like, I think my time's done. Like and I was just applauding.
Now, part of me did want her to definitely come back.
Yes, I did. I did also want her, like it would be entertaining, but I was so impressed by her just like, no, I'm done.
We're never good.
That was traumatizing.
Yep.
We're good. I'm not going to come back.
Probably talking to Justin, probably finally like discussing stuff. Yeah.
I hope that her and Justin get back together.
I know. They clearly love each other like deeply.
I really want her and Justin to get back together.
It's so raw. I was like, you guys should be together. Yeah.
Maybe they just need time and maybe this is going to expose to them.
If you're crying both that much, that means that you separated more because of like schedules or something. You know what I mean? Yeah. It didn't have like a, I don't love you anymore. It had like we still love each other deeply.
I'm like, you guys, come on now. Yeah. But I love that she said no. Yeah. And then Jeremy was left just like Bailey's on the date with Andrew. And he then says, God, it was so rude. Yeah. He's like, I wish there were more women here to date, but I guess I'm stuck with the Goldens. Get the prune juice out.
Yeah, he just became a dick. He became a total dick.
Get the prune juice out talking about these older people. Like, that is so rude, dude. It's so rude. But Andrew and Bailey then have a date. and it's a coffee date, even though they both don't drink coffee.
Yeah.
And they're like rubbing it into each other. They're having a really nice time
really
together.
Hard. It'll be interesting to know if that turns romantic at all.
They started kissing.
Right, but if it's more just friend vibes,
well,
you know what I mean?
I think it's going to be friend. I think Jeremy, and I hate it.
I know.
Because when she got back, she talked to Jeremy. Jeremy was all tweaked.
Yeah, he's like,
and then she right away was like,
you got to win me back.
And then she said right away, she was like holding him and she's like, I was just thinking about you. Like, I want to be with you. And then he was like, okay, fine.
Bailey,
you're allowed
Bailey
again.
Run, because
I'm like, Bailey, get out of here, dude.
Is the second some new one comes in and shows a lot of attention, it's over.
Also, to Bailey, like day one, you had like 15 guys who wanted to take you out on a date. Like, explore, please.
Also,
like, keep exploring.
You're soured in his mind. You did him wrong. Energy. So, like, I don't think he's going to let that go. Personally,
literally yuck. Okay. Also, the Goldens arrive. The Goldens show up.
The stars, the Golden Stars too, because they're all the hitters.
Stars. We have April, who is truly an icon.
Yeah.
April, I was, fascinated.
The cat April thing was very funny.
The what thing?
Cat April
how
thing.
they were like besties,
yeah,
and it's like the
she's
daughter.
Just showing her all the stuff, and
her daughter.
And it was Spencer, right? Who's like, yeah, I think they're like literally the same related, person.
But she, if you recall, she faked an injury on Jerry Gary Turner's season, and she's like, "That's how you do it, ladies."
Right.
Wink. I mean, she serves like Beverly Hills housewife like I've never seen it before. She is a star.
100%.
Okay, I was so glad to have her back on my screen. I dressed up like her for Halloween one year.
Yes,
she was literally an icon. Okay, an icon. And with all, she's like, she definitely gives off the like down for the younger men. Energy.
But then at the same time, she even says, like, I haven't made out in years.
I know.
So,
she's just a party. She wants to have fun. Okay. Yes. Then we have Leslie, who we thought was going to be engaged to Jerry Gary Turner. And was a big star on the season as well. We have Captain Kim.
Yep.
We are the mentioned men, the golden season mentioned men in the heart of Joan. And he was
putting it on April there.
He was putting the moves on April. Like,
he was massaging her
He was
shoulders,
whispering. He's like, what secrets do you have?
God.
And I was like, Captain Kim is spicier than I thought Captain Kim was going to be. And I feel like he's going to sing her he's going to write her a song at some point here when he's competing with Jack, who's another one. Of course, Jack is there.
Jack versus Captain is very funny. Like,
it's very funny.
That's a very
and
comedic.
I love Jack, but at the same time, when he refers to April, he calls her the blonde. So I'm like, maybe.
He's such like a Cape Cod, or not Cape Cod. He's like a Florida man energy. He's got that just like, he's the guy that like just eternally in his like swim trunks, like by a beach bar going, how you doing? I know he's Chicago, but like he gives Florida retired guy that's always like, who's the blonde Jim? Like, you know what I mean? Like a retirement community, like Mr. Bang, he's got the finger guns, he's got that energy. Jack, he's very funny.
He is so funny. And I want Jack to be able to stay at the resort for as long as he possibly can.
And he made that move on April and made out with her in the pool.
He started kissing April.
Love it. Because he says, when you kiss me, things happen. Love it.
He's making moves. But there is a hero to me in Jack, and I adore him. Yeah. But again, when he kept referring to April as the blonde, I'm like, maybe Captain Kim is going to be more invested in April.
But it is very funny. Like, it's very charming in a funny, just old guy way. Just to be like, the blonde.
RJ shows up 6'5", blue eyes in finance, but he says he's as emotionally stable as a houseplant, which made me laugh. We find out later that he's the one who was like the... He had two women that he was servicing that were a couple over the summer.
Brought in.
Yeah. Brought into service. I was like, I need more info on that guy. Yeah. I need stories. We have Keith, our girl dad, who did so well night one. Kind of went down from there with Joan, but we love Keith.
Sweet
Keith
guy.
has a great energy. Queen Natasha, rocking the chair earrings. Mm-hmm. This woman knows how to brand herself. Mm-hmm. Her and RJ are having some flirtations.
There's some
These
vibes.
two, there's some vibes going on. Kathy is here. Zip It Kathy. Mm-hmm. She hosts a Bachelor pod. She's deep in. She's part of the community. We find out later in that Secrets game that she was like, she was sleeping with someone while her like partner was in the next room. And I was like, again, I need the stories.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
Like I said, Jack's here, but of course he says people would call him a serial dater. He's loving the resort grounds.
Yeah.
And then CK, which we didn't see a lot of CK, but you and I kept talking about how we wanted to see more of CK because he seems like a catch and a really nice guy too. So maybe we'll get to know them better. But I want to talk about the Goldens because I got a problem, family. I got a problem. So they bring them in, they show up, and first of all, the reaction of the main cast is like, oh, they're so cute. Look at them in their little swim trunks. Look at little
it's like
them.
They're just 20 years older than you. Like you understand that you're going to be there in a blink of an eye. Like just because you're older, that's like the 15-year-olds looking at you guys being like, look at these old gross people. It's like, what?
And then throughout the whole episode, like not so much Jesse, but Wells and a bunch of them, the cast members were making like rude jokes about like, you know, the prune juice or
Wells
about like
going like, how gross would it be if they were used the boom room first? Ew, right? Crazy. What are you, 9?
I'm just like, you guys.
But Wells doesn't disappoint though. If you're looking for just basically an asshole, he's just that guy every show. He calls people idiots. He goes, what else do you expect? These people are idiots. It's like, how does this guy get the gig? I mean, this is insane. All he does is like talk shit on the contestants that he's supposed to be like serving as a bartender and being like there for.
Oh my God.
It's insane. And then the older people come in and he's just like, oh, how gross would it be if these people had sex? It's like, what?
You guys,
I'm so confused.
The way that they're talking about older people dating and having sex and just referring to them in general is so disrespectful. These are literally just human beings who are older. How do you all think that you all ended up... 2 people who are older now had sex and had you.
Yeah.
Shocker, but that's what happened.
But in addition, I look at it like, I understand if it was like a one-off date and like they brought in 2 older people and they had some funny comments about it, but it's like, it's a massive part of the network show.
Yeah,
and it's a part of this show now.
Yes.
So it's like, don't make it weird. Like you're making it weird.
I feel like, and I feel really tweaked about it, I feel like the way that they're treating the Goldens so far with like ITMs and stuff is like they're using them as the butt of a joke.
Yes.
More than focusing on their love stories.
More than this is a serious actual thing. Yes.
They're not focusing on their love stories. They're using them as like the butt of a joke.
It's like, and your parents are showing up and then like you have to date in front of your parents. Like that's what they're kind of making it like.
I'm like, is it just me? But that's what it feels like.
It's a weird vibe. I don't like it.
And I don't like it.
It's making everything comedic about their connections.
It feels really disrespectful to me. These are a group of lovely people who, by the way,
we're doing a better job than you guys are, it seems
exactly. They brought you ratings. They show up and they're fucking partying. You know why? Because they're actually letting their hair down. They're having a good time. They're in the pool. They're being hilarious. They're like having a great time. They're interacting with each other. They walk in.
They're raunchier than you. They're funnier than you.
And the energy of like, can you believe what that person just said? It's like, just because they're older, guess what? They've had more life experience.
Yes.
They've done some wild shit.
Yes.
Just because they're older doesn't mean they haven't done wild shit. So just that energy really bothered me. And like you said, they're doing a better job. So Kathy, they end up playing that game, the secrets game, which had some wild secret stuff in it. Like Kathy's like she was sleeping with someone else while her partner was in the other room. Like, you know, RJ is getting hired to be
that's the thing too.
They're
also like more wild than the toot one.
Yeah, I tooted and I used to blame it.
Yeah, a toot.
Yeah,
all the young people blame that on the older people.
Kat was like, I threw up in an Uber in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who hasn't?
Meanwhile, the others are like, I found $500,000
and I kept it. I need to know about that.
Right? The other is like, I'm literally servicing people sexually. The other one is I'm banging someone while my partner's in the other room. And that's all the Goldens. So the Goldens are way more lit.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Not that I approve of cheating, but
I'm just saying it's more lit. Like,
but the point being, it's like for them,
the show.
But just that they're like, oh, aren't they so sweet? And you're like, you guys, like,
they're way more electric than you guys
they're
are.
Wild.
Not even close.
And so Kathy ends up winning. Kathy then takes Keith on the date, and they get to go to the VIP room. And
they had a great time. It was a great vibe.
It was like these two were having a blast.
They had way more energy.
They're pouring the champagne. They're opening up in the hot tub and having like sweet conversations. She's like, then race
running
me.
laps.
She's making him do they're soaking wet. They're like having a great
conversationalist.
And guess what? Again, no moment did I feel uncomfortable on their date. Like how I feel uncomfortable during some of the younger people's dates where I'm like, what are you guys going to talk about?
Yeah.
So put some respect on the damn Goldens, okay? You know?
Love the gold.
love the Goldens. And if you're going to bring them on the show, treat them as such. Treat them the same way that you treat the rest of your cast, and like have it be about their love story too.
I agree.
Because something that now seems to now be happening, and it looks like they're going to try to make a joke out of it, and this really bothers me too. We'll use this to get into this conversation, is April and Jonathon.
Oh, right.
So like, April...
Second door on the right thing, yeah.
Yeah, April was just like, hey, honey, second door on the right.
Everyone's like, gross!
Whoa! I'm like, okay. I'm like, yes. Is she an older woman hitting on you? Yes. Is it maybe a little out of pocket? And should she probably, maybe have a little more respectful boundaries? I think so.
Know. She's hilarious. She made a funny bit.
I know she's hilarious, but I understand.
She was being funny with
it.
But
I understand. It's like, again, if the roles were reversed, like you have to be aware of what you're saying. It seems a little intense. I get it. But it's just more like it became a bit because she was older.
Yes.
And so then it was like, can you imagine? And then now it looks like we're going into this episode.
And I think somebody even said like, oh, now that you're not with Alex, maybe April will be an option.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. From the preview, it looked like.
I mean, it's going to be a joke, obviously.
But that's what I don't like about it. But you know what?
But listen, as long as they're both in on the joke, I'm cool with it. Like, as in like, you know what I mean? Like, she's not interested in you and you're not interested in her, and you guys both joke about that and you keep each other there. I think that's fine.
If you guys are playing the whole like we're friends and we're gonna give each other a rose,
each other an option.
But we're being playful with each other, then great. Then it's like that's funny, whatever.
Exactly.
Like, or whatever. But if they're gonna make it this like making fun of fake, older people, I don't like that. Or if it's like one of these things where one of them's interested.
Sure.
And now we're having the golden crossover, which is like, this is not it.
Yeah.
This is not the vibe. But anyway, let's talk about Jonathon and Jill and Alexe.
Yeah.
So this is kind of the final bigger storyline that we had. So when Jill showed up, she got a date card. She was not connecting. She wasn't finding anybody, wasn't really connecting with anyone.
Jill is a character from a movie. I mean, she is
straight up
hilarious.
She is so funny. Her ITMs
She's
are
like Jim
everything.
Carrey too. Her facial expressions and what she can do with her face is like, wow, like she's very funny.
She's very funny. And like I said, it's big theater energy.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel seen with Jill. But Jill ends up asking Jonathon on the date. And initially Jonathon was like, yeah, if you can't find anybody else, I'll go with you as a friend date. Which, by the way, if I was in Jill's position, there's no way.
I would have just picked somebody.
If someone looked at me and said, I'll go with you as a friend, I'd be like, I'm just going to pick someone who I am into. Like, I'm not going to pick someone as a friend date.
Exactly.
Even if it's breaking up one of the couples, I'm just going to try it.
It's I'm just going to try it. Yeah.
So they end up going and they have a time at like the VIP suite. And during it, they play Twister at one point and they kiss briefly. And both.
It must have been raining outside.
It must,
because that was so brutal.
I know.
That was
We're
like, what
play
is
like,
this? How is this a date? You had Bailey and Andrew do like this specialized spa treatment.
Yeah, the jet skis.
You had jet skis. You had a boat. You had catamaran. You had all this kind of stuff. And then they play Twister in a hotel room.
I know.
Like very it's raining. We got to figure something out. Energy.
But they kiss briefly in that moment, and both of them were kind of like, interesting.
Yeah, right.
Like it was like, maybe this could be something more than a friend.
Are we just horny and it's been a week, or is there something here?
Is there something there? And Jill felt that way. Jonathon said that in the ITM.
A little surprised, yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, interesting. While this is happening, Jonathon and Alexe have been connected this whole time. Alexe is off Jonathon.
She just can't figure it out.
She can't figure it out.
She's like, he's great, hot, everything's cool. I can't figure it out.
And like when he's near her, she's like recoiling from him. And she's like, I think he's amazing.
And she's not really that way too. So it must have been pretty visceral.
I just don't know what it is.
Like, remember them when they were talking in the morning and he was like joking with her and she's like, oh, I'm not much of a morning person. I don't really, I can't, you're making me uncomfortable. It's like, and he thought it was like a funny uncomfortable. Yeah. And she's like, no, legitimately get away from me.
Well, and I sometimes like you just
listen.
There's
certain people make you uncomfortable,
and you can't quite. But it's brutal. It's brutal because Jonathon is thinking like, oh, we're vibing.
We're having a funny.
And I do get where Jonathon comes from because I'll be real. I love Alexe, but now by episode 3, I cannot figure her out.
Right, can't read her.
I can't read her.
Well, she's so nice and sweet and like charming that you're kind of like. You don't know when she likes you or just being your friend.
I don't know if she's joking that she's annoyed. I don't know if she's being serious that she's annoyed. I don't know if she's joking that she's happy or if she's being serious. I can't read anything with her anymore.
Yeah.
Because even then with Andrew was like, she kind of scares me.
Because she was pissed that he like didn't choose her the first time, and then they're like connecting an hour later.
Was she joking that she was pissed, or was she serious? I can't quite read her. So I get from the Jonathon perspective that like he's like, oh, I thought that like this banter of like you being like, is like we're being playful.
Sure.
So then I don't, it's a shock when then she ends up telling Jonathon, she's like, I'm not interested. And she was bawling. She's like, I'm so sorry. Like, I can't figure it out, but I'm just not into you. And, he was great where he didn't make her, he was like, I understand it. Like it hurts, but it is what it is. But then Jill is feeling like they might have a connection. Mm-hmm. She's like, I don't have anybody else here. So maybe, and Jonathon doesn't either. So maybe him and I can talk. Yeah. So then all of a sudden when they sit down, Jonathon had said to her previously, you're making this tough because of she took it as I think all of the rest of the world took it as like the decision between Alexe and her.
Yeah.
Right? Because like, oh, that means maybe you feel a little something towards me.
Yeah.
And that moment was cute. They were flirting and he looked at the camera and he was like, don't use that clip or don't use me saying it in that voice. And it was funny and it was so charming. And then all of a sudden they're sitting down later and he goes, no, I meant like you're making it hard in the sense that like, I wish that I had this type of vibe with like the person I wanted to be with or something like that.
Weird.
Oh, Jonathon, what the fuck?
That was a major crazy fuck up.
Oh my God. Oh, listen, I told you before, Jonathon, I love Jonathon, but like, Jonathon, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
What are you doing? That's crazy to say to somebody you're making it hard and then say to them, yeah, well, actually, it was because I wish that I had this vibe. And that's tough. What if I was Jill? I would have been pissed, like embarrassed, heartbroken. Like, oh, I thought that we were on the same page, and now you're like pulling the rug out from underneath me. So then later in the episode, she's upset with him, understandably so. Not coming for his throat, but not happy with him. And so then he pulls her aside, and he's kind of like, "I'm sorry." And then he gets so defensive with her.
He was like, you're not really listening to me. Yeah, you're hearing me, but you're not listening. And it got real like.
And then he was getting so defensive. It wasn't cool. And not hearing out where she's. People are like, oh my God, are they okay? And not realizing where she's coming from. Yeah. But then my biggest issue was in the ITMs. He wasn't saying like, oh my God, I feel terrible that Jill felt that way. And now that I made her feel this way. He was saying, Jill was my one option.
Yeah.
She would give me the rose. And so it really like bummed me out because I'm like, Jonathon, if you were saying like, okay, I really feel bad that I hurt her and I didn't mean to, and now I'm panicking, anxiety. I still don't like the way you responded to it, but like, that's why. But the fact that you're saying in ITMs, you're trying to get her to understand what you're saying because she's the only one who would give you a rose is not it, my guy. That bummed me out. Because I loved Jonathon, like I said, he's when I met him before, something like an amazing guy. But I'm just like, no, bad moves, my guy.
Like they were saying, he shot himself in the foot. It was just too much. He tried too hard out, too many different things. What he should have done is never said that thing to her about the like, you make me want to whatever. He should have like maybe just talked to her at some point and said, hey, do you want to do a deal together? Like that if we're ever single together and we don't have options, we'll keep each other on the show. Like something like that.
Something like that.
But him doing this weird pull back, then pull forward, then like trying to keep her as an option is just, he blew it.
I feel like he tried to, it was almost like he tried to be the nice guy because like he was saying, I didn't want her to be lonely and feel bad.
Because he was like, he got like angry by being like, I care about you. I'm checking in on you. Yeah. And it was like, you're not doing it, bro. But I think
he was trying to be the nice guy.
Yeah.
But then while trying to be the nice guy, because he didn't get the ultimate reaction that he wanted because she got frustrated, he got frustrated because he's like, no, but I'm a nice guy. Why are you frustrated at me? And it's like, the bones that we have to get down to is it's like, okay. And by the way, I understand this as someone who is a people pleaser. It's like sometimes you like try to please people, but you're kind of doing it for you. And so then when they don't react the way that you like, you can get defensive.
Yeah.
Be like, well, I did this. And so it's like, that's when you start to have to self-examine when you're like, am I doing this out of the goodness of my heart? Or it's because I don't want to see somebody sad. I don't want to see somebody hurt. And so I've been in that process for years. So I understand that feeling. And I think that's kind of what was going down with him, where it's like, I don't want to see her uncomfortable, and I want to be a good friend and a good guy to her. But then when I do something that hurts her and she's sad about it, like, you have to understand, like, that's how she feels. You can't get upset and be like, but I was a good guy.
Right.
And then again, when then we have the motive of like, but she's going to give me the rose, I was like, oh, and then it's like, what is it going to look like in this episode? Because now all of a sudden he's like, just like the April conversation. I don't know.
But then also she doesn't have any connections. So you're kind of like.
Except our final convo here is Sean shows up.
Oh, right. That's true. I completely forgot about him showing up.
Sean shows up. Sean from Charity Season.
And him and Kat apparently just like best of all friends of all time.
But then we saw the preview in like a few episodes ago about them freaking out at each other.
So they got a great frenemy energy. We'll see about that.
Well, Sean's back. And like I said, he's from Charity Season. He was the guy who thinks that he's Ken. He literally he walks in and he is spray tanned like you would not believe. And they're like, wow, look at your hair, whatever. He's like, yeah, all natural. He goes, yeah, natural hair color. And then he looks at one of the Goldens and he goes, yeah, you remind me of my grandpa. I'm like, what is this guy's problem?
This guy's the worst. Why is he back here? Every time he's been on the show, he said, no one's interested in him.
No, he just causes chaos.
And no one ever likes him.
No.
Half the guys hate him.
Yeah.
All the girls can't stand him. And they keep bringing him back on the show. I will say he's good, even he is entertaining. But it's when
him and Jill, so he ends up taking Jill out on a date.
And he actually vibes with her.
I feel like they actually had a fun time, but she was nervous because they were going on an ATV date. She's like, he gives me like yacht club energy. I was like, that's our girl.
Yes, you get it.
Girl. But they seemed to have a good time.
Yeah.
They had funny banter because she said she likes like a smart guy and he is like quick-witted.
Sure.
And, you know, I'm sure all of the conversations he's had with many of the artistes on his dad's yacht he's learned conversation techniques.
From his chef.
From his dad's chef. Yeah, I mean, like all those things. But we'll see with the two of them. I don't feel like they have a romantic connection at all.
I feel like he's always more interested in everybody else's relationship than his own. He's always kind of like in everyone's business.
Well, and I think his biggest priority is being seen on television.
100%.
So he's like, look how good I look.
Yes.
And he doesn't care if he has a connection or not. It's just like, make sure that they have the camera on me at all times and focus on how good I look.
I'm very excited for his blowout with Kat, though. I'm just like,
I am on like, pins and needles.
What is going to happen with that?
I wonder if it's because of the Dale and Kat blowout that then he'll take Dale's side and be like, she never even wanted to make a connection.
Right.
Oh,
let's
God,
go.
He just is such a villain.
He's such a little instigator.
He's such an instigator. But yeah, I don't think him and Jill, there was not like any like sexual
I don't think there was fireworks.
chemistry.
Maybe keep each other around.
It was just
Jonathon
maybe like,
might go, which would suck.
Yeah, but I mean, sorry, I Jonathon.
You just fumbled the bag at the end.
But you you fumbled it.
But I do
guy.
like him, and it's a weird thing. It's like he seems like a good-looking, charming, fun guy.
Well, that's what I said.
It's just weird.
I said I've met him numerous times before, and he's wonderful.
It's just weird that he's not.
I'm like, it just, man, it was a big fumble, and it wasn't cool.
I know.
Bums me out.
Probably a panic move.
We live and we learn, huh?
We live and we learn.
Hopefully, we live and we learn, and then we ask for forgiveness along the way.
Wow. Thank you, wise one. That was very that was like a poem or something. You know.
Well, family, those were episodes 2 and 3, and tonight airs episode 4 on ABC, and we will be discussing and recapping episode 4 on Wednesday. So join us on Wednesday. I think it's going to get kind of spicy.
I am excited, actually. I think it's starting to heat up.
Yeah, I'm on edge.
The tension is rising.
And I continue to feel uneasy.
Yeah.
So here we go.
We are here. We love you all.
Bye.
Bye.